As we explore key concepts in quantum body, the new science of living a longer, healthier, more vital life, book co-authored with Jack Tuzinski, quantum physicist and biologist, and Brian Fertig, a fellow endocrinologist. I want to share with you what exists beyond the quantum body, which is also the causal body in yoga, both the personal causal body and the universal causal body. And if we study and practice Vedanta, Kashmir Shaivism, and yoga, and generally the non-dual traditions of the East, you will come across the term pure consciousness. So the term consciousness in Vedanta is often used interchangeably with the Sanskrit word chit. Chit. Remember Sat, Chit, Ananda. So what is chit? Chit is the pure, undifferentiated awareness that is the essence of all existence. It is the unchanging substrate that underlies all phenomena and all forms, both physical and mental. Vedanta teaches that pure consciousness is the only reality. Only reality. Everything else, including the individual self, the world, and even that which we call God, is an illusion or Maya. The illusion is created by the superimposition. In Sanskrit, it's called adhyas. Superimposition of the mind onto pure consciousness. And the goal of Vedanta is to realize the true nature of reality, which is pure consciousness. This can be achieved through a variety of means, including meditation, self-inquiry, and selective study of the scriptures. Selective, because not everything is there. Then, of course, there's the related practice of yoga, and that uses physical postures, breathing exercises, and meditation to achieve spiritual liberation. The ultimate goal of yoga is to unite the individual consciousness with the universal consciousness. In yoga, pure consciousness is often referred to as Brahman. Brahman is the infinite, unchanging reality that is the source of all creation. It is the essence of all beings and all things and all objects. Yoga teaches that pure consciousness is already present within each of us. However, it is obscured by the mind and the ego identity. And through yoga practices, 8 limbs, yama, niyama, yogasana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, and we have videos on that too. We can remove these obscurations and realize our true nature as pure consciousness. In Kashmir Shaivism, which is a non-dual tantric tradition that originated in Kashmir in the 9th century BC, the same ideas are there. Kashmir Shaivism is a complex and sophisticated philosophy that has been described as the most profound and comprehensive system of thought in the world, because it takes us beyond thought. Kashmir Shaivism teaches that pure consciousness is the ultimate reality. It is called Shiva, or the Supreme Consciousness. Shiva is the source of all creation, preservation, and destruction. Kashmir Shaivism teaches that the individual self, Jivatman, is not separate from Shiva. However, the individual self is unaware of the true nature, of its own true nature, due to the veil of ignorance, which is called avidya. The goal of Kashmir Shaivism is to remove this veil of ignorance and realize one's true nature as Shiva. So pure consciousness is without qualities, often called nirguna, beyond the 3 gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, which are creativity, transformation, and inertia. And it is not limited by anything, including time, space, or causality. It is also not subject to suffering or change. However, the individual self, Jivatman, is limited by the mind and ego. The mind is constantly thinking and creating stories about the world. The ego is the false sense of I that identifies with the mind and body. As a result of the mind and ego, the individual self is unaware of its true nature as pure consciousness, which is infinite possibilities. We've talked about it before. This unawareness leads to suffering and dissatisfaction. So, the goal of Vedanta, Yoga, and Kashmir Shaivism is to help the individual self realize its true nature as pure consciousness. Once this realization is achieved, suffering and dissatisfaction cease. And then, of course, there are practices, tantric practices, which use mantra, yantra, and mantra, yantra, and tantra. Tantra is instruments, trapping energy, channeling energy, going beyond the duality of the individual self and the universal consciousness and the limitations of the mind and the ego, and ultimately liberation from all human constructs, while engaging in the human constructs, to be in the world and not of it. Tantric practices also use deities and female consorts and dakinis and a relationship with them. If you want, I'll expand on tantric practices in the near future. So thank you, and let me know if this is useful. This is going beyond the quantum body. Okay, thank you.